Good morning, girls. So today in this video, we are going to see about the principles of design. So what is a principle? So the earlier class, we have seen about the elements of design. What is the elements of design? That is a line, shape, color, texture, pattern, light and space must be handled with certain principles. Then only the arrangement looks what? Beautiful as well as aesthetic. So for that purpose, we are going to see what are the principles of design today. Okay. So there are five principles of design in interior decoration, that is harmony, balance, rhythm, emphasis, and proportion. Okay. So today we are going to see about the first part, that is the rhythm. So what is a rhythm? Okay. So rhythm means what? It is one of the important art principles which suggests what? Gracefulness, graceful movement. It gives energy as well as what? Primitiveness to the any arrangement. So, and you can see that rhythm, it is an integral part of any dance, poem, or a song. So that's what rhythm, we can say that it is a form of movement. It is a form of movement, but you should not confuse that all movements are not what rhythmic, but only some movements are what rhythmic. That is the movements which are in an organized form. That is called as a what? A rhythmic movement. So we can say that only those movements which are organized and which are what neat are called as a what? A rhythm. Okay. And in interior design, we can say that it is our easy connected path along which the eye travels in any arrangement of what? Line, form, and color. So it is a sort of what? A related movement. So in a plain surface, there is no movement. But when we place an object in any plane surface, it creates a what? A movement. So that is called as a what? A rhythm, we can say that. So now we are going to see in what all ways we can achieve a what? A rhythm. Okay, so the different ways, that is what a rhythm through repetition of shapes, rhythm through progression of sizes, or we can say gradation, and rhythm through continuous line movement, and rhythm through radiation, and the fifth, sixth is what rhythm through opposition, and rhythm through transition. So first we are going to say one by one. What is the rhythm through repetition? Okay. So this form of rhythm can be achieved by repeating the what? The shape, size, lines and colors, the regular intervals, as well as the intervals must have what? A beautiful space relationship. So this two things is very, very important. That is what? Repeating the what? The color, shape, line, etc. But at a what? Regular interval, that is very, very important. As well as by creating our beautiful space relationship, so that it gives a what? A aesthetic look to any arrangement. So that's called as what? Rhythm through repetition. So, for example, when a shape, for example, a rectangular shape is regularly repeated at short interval, a movement is created, which leads to what? A rhythmic advancement along the what? The space itself. So, the only guidelines you should follow, that what? The space between the object should be less than the size of the object. If the space is too far apart, then there is no rhythmic movement itself. The rhythm is broken there. So the space between the two objects must be what? Very, very less. That you should keep in mind. Okay. As well as when the shapes are repeated a number of times, they give a what? A restful feeling also. A shape which is a what? At times it's difficult to use as an individual unit. It can be a successful use if repeated at a close interval. So now in this picture, you can see that a particular water, a shape is being repeated, that too at a what? A regular intervals, that too at a what? A constant space relationship, so that we can use a definite look to the object. So next we can see how in interiors a particular shape is in the used at in the ceiling. For example, in the ceiling, you can see the different lines have been combined together. The shape is also combined together to give a good look to the room itself. Okay. So here also you can see that. So next one is what? A rhythm through progression of sizes. Okay. So rhythm through progression of sizes is what? So this form of rhythm, it creates a what? A rapid movement. And when you're doing that, it needs a what? A careful handling also. So many progression of sizes, or we can say gradation of sizes also you can say. But when you're doing that, you must see to that when you're arranging an object, you must see that the eye carries water from one object to another, and it doesn't break the what? A rhythmic movement, or it should not carry the eye to the what? The ceiling. So in the when you are arranging this progression of size, you must be very careful. As well as when you are doing the what when you are arranging the objects in the interior, that too in a whatever when you are placing the picture or any arrangement, the stair and stepwise arrangement, you have to be very careful. Okay, for example, you can see in this picture how the elephant has been placed, different size. If the object of the same size of use, it gives a monotonous look. Okay, it gives a same look, but different heights are used, or different sizes are used in this picture, so that it gives a good look to the object. Okay, so similar way in interiors, you can see how they are using the water, the different water, the shapes and all different water, different sizes, how they have been using it. Okay, usually in a palace or in a temple, you can see this form of water. Um, the shapes you can, or different size as well as shapes you can see it. Okay. Okay. Next one is what? Rhythm through what? Continuous line movement. So this form of rhythm is obtained by using what? Curved lines. Only if you use a curved line, you can see the what? You can observe the what? The continuous line movement that creates our rhythmic movement itself. Okay. And that line should be not, it should not be broken. Okay, if it is broken means it gives a water, doesn't give a rhythmic loop itself. So the line should not be broken, and it gives a what? A feeling of what? A continuous movement also. Okay. For example, you can see since we are dealing with the interior decoration as well as in the family resource management, so all the example what we are quoting is a what is a furniture or a interior decoration object itself. So example, you can see that in a furniture or in a cupboard, you can see that it is of made up of what? A continuous line only. There is no broken line itself. And this also in the interiors, in architecture, you can see the what a continuous line. That too what? A curved line only they are using it. Okay. See how beautifully they have made this water, the architect. So here also you can see this usually in the water, in any apartment or in the thing, you can see this, the curved lines, they have been using it in the architecture. Next one is what? Rhythm through what? Radiation. So this is a water, the another form of obtaining a rhythmic movement. And this is a water, which the rhythm it starts from the what? From the central point, or we can say from the central axis. From the central point, it extends towards the what? It directs towards the other part. That is called as what? A rhythm through radiation. Okay, so it's very difficult to obtain this rhythm through radiation in the interior decoration or in a home decoration. We can see some pictures how we can obtain this radiation. So in this picture, you can see how this in the table they have placed of water, the flower vase as well as it is in the water. Everything is in the water in a good position, and from the center point it extends towards about the other part also. One more picture you can see. This is a ceiling point as well as in the what staircase. How they have achieved this water, this radiation. Okay. So these are the ways how we can achieve the what? The rhythmic. And one more other 2 points we can say that rhythm through what? Opposition and rhythm through transition. So what is a opposition means? So this form of rhythm results from when the two lines, that is one horizontal line and vertical line, when they join together at a right angle, it forms a what? Opposition lines. So such lines is called as what? A rhythm through what? A transition. So usually you can see this type of rhythmic movement in the window treatment where we are placing curtains, okay, as well as everything else. You can see that both the water, the horizontal and the vertical line, they form together at right angles together. So that forms a what? Yeah, rhythm through what? A transition. Sorry, rhythm through opposition. Next one we are going to see about what? Rhythm through transition. So here this carries the what? The eye move gradually from what? One place to another point. Okay, so that forms a what? Opposition. For example, you can see in the interiors, you can see in the what? In the arch door, you have the what? When we connect the what? The living room to the dining room, there will be a what? Some arch. Or in the entrance, we can see a what? A arch door. So there is a what? A curved line is seen. So that form a what? Opposition. It soothes the effect of the what? The horizontal and the vertical line. So that we can say that what? That parts of what? The rhythm. So both the side we can see the what? The the slanting lines or the curved lines, so that it gives a what? A soothing effect to the what? The horizontal and the vertical line. So that is called as what? A rhythm through transition. Okay. So in arch doors, we can see, as well as again in the window treatment, we can see the what? The cornices. We can have what? A curved cornices, as well as the valance. We can see the valance may be also fitted. So these are the what? The examples of what? Rhythm through transition. Okay. So in this video, we have seen about the only one part art principle that is called as a rhythm. So what is a rhythm? What are the different ways of achieving the rhythm we have seen? Thank you.